What happens when the past refuses to stay in the past? What happens when love, heartbreak, and family ties intertwine so deeply that walking away seems impossible? In the world of the Kardashians, nothing is ever just black and white, it's emotional, raw, and sometimes painfully dramatic. Tonight, we take you behind the glossy Instagram posts and glamorous appearances, into the private family tension that few ever see. This is the story of Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, and Khloé Kardashian as they push Kourtney Kardashian to confront the long-standing relationship drama with Scott Disick. A drama that has defined not just her personal life, but the entire Kardashian family dynamic. The cameras may have rolled for years, keeping up with the Kardashians. But what unfolded between Kourtney and Scott was far more than just a storyline. It was real life, raw emotions, and repeated cycles of love and disappointment. Now, as Kourtney tries to move forward, her family is once again stepping in, urging her to mend the fractures with Scott. Not as lovers, but as co-parents, as friends, as family. But will she listen? Or will old wounds prove too deep to heal? It begins in Calabasas, inside the Jenner Kardashian home. The scene is familiar. Sunlight pouring through floor-to-ceiling windows, the hum of conversation in the background, and a heavy silence lingering over Kourtney. Kris Jenner, the matriarch, sits forward, her tone measured but firm. Kim, poised as always, leans back, observing every reaction. Khloé, the ever-loyal sister, takes on the role of mediator, her voice softer but equally insistent. The subject at hand, Scott Disick, the man who has been both a blessing and a curse in Kourtney's life. Kris begins, her voice sharp with both love and frustration. You can't keep ignoring this. Scott isn't going anywhere. He's the father of your children. You need to fix this relationship drama before it gets even more toxic. Kourtney's eyes shift, her body tense. For years, her love story with Scott was a roller coaster, highs of passion and laughter, followed by lows of betrayal and heartbreak. He struggled with addiction, with commitment, with responsibility, and yet, he always remained tied to her. The family never truly let him go, and perhaps neither did she. Kim speaks next, her words calculated, almost strategic. Kourtney, you know how much he loves you. Maybe not in the way you need him to, but Scott has always tried, in his own flawed way. We're not asking you to take him back, but the relationship drama, the tension, the anger, it's not healthy. Not for you, not for the kids. Khloé leans forward, her tone softer, empathetic. I know it's hard. Believe me, I know what it's like to love someone who can't always love you the way you deserve. But at the end of the day, Mason, Penelope, and Rain, they need peace. They need to see their mom and dad at least working together, not against each other. The words hang in the air, heavy and unrelenting. Kourtney sits silently, her jaw tight, her eyes fixed on the ground. The push from Kris, Kim, and Khloé is not just about Scott. It's about family unity. About the Kardashian brand. About maintaining stability in a world that thrives on drama, but quietly craves peace. The narrator's voice cuts in, describing the tension as if standing right in the room. The Kardashians may be icons of fashion, wealth, and entertainment, but at their core, they are a family like any other, struggling, loving, breaking, and healing. And in this moment, Kourtney finds herself at the crossroads of past pain and future peace. Kris, the mother who has seen it all, knows that unresolved drama has a way of resurfacing when least expected. She leans in, her tone more personal now. Kourtney, I know you're hurt. I know Scott hasn't always been the man you wanted him to be, but he's trying, and you've both come so far. Don't throw away the chance to make things right for the sake of pride or fear. But pride and fear, that is exactly what has fueled Kourtney's resistance. For years, she felt the weight of being Scott's caretaker, the one who cleaned up the messes, endured the betrayals, and held the family together while he unraveled. To forgive, to reconnect, even as friends. Feels like reopening wounds she's fought so hard to close. Kim's voice, cool but persuasive, interrupts Kourtney's thoughts. Look, you don't have to pretend like everything's perfect. No one's asking for that. But we all know Scott isn't just some ex. He's part of this family, whether you like it or not. You know Mom will always keep him around. You know we will too. So why not make it easier? Khloé, ever the emotional glue, adds quietly, and Think about yourself. Don't you want peace? Don't you want to finally let go of all that resentment? It doesn't mean letting him back into your heart as a partner. It just means letting go for you. The scene cuts to Scott himself, shown in archival clips, joking with Khloé, doting on his children, breaking down in therapy sessions. He is both lovable and flawed, the eternal outsider who somehow always remains inside. The narrator reminds us, Scott Disick's place in the Kardashian family has never been up for debate. The real question has always been what place he holds in Kourtney's heart. Back in the living room, Kourtney finally speaks, her voice low, guarded. You guys don't understand what it feels like. You don't know what it's like to be let down over and over again, to hope someone will change, and then realize maybe they never will. I've moved on. I can't keep going back. The silence that follows is deafening. Kris, Kim, and Khloé exchange glances, each weighing their next move. The push is delicate, too much pressure, and Kourtney will shut down completely. Too little, and nothing will change. Kris tries again, this time appealing to Kourtney's sense of motherhood. Honey, it's not about going back. It's about moving forward. You've built this beautiful life. But part of that life includes Scott, whether you like it or not. He's going to be there for. Don't let anger ruin those moments for your kids. Khloé nods in agreement, her voice carrying that raw sincerity she's known for. You've always been so strong, Kourt, but strength isn't about building walls. Sometimes it's about letting people in, even if it hurts. Because the kids, they see everything. They know when there's tension. They know when there's love. They deserve the love. Kim, never one to waste words, concludes the push with finality. Fix it, Kourtney. Not for him. Not even for us. Do it for yourself. Do it for your children. The drama with Scott doesn't have to define you anymore. End it on your terms. The camera lingers on Kourtney, her face conflicted. Torn between the deep scars Scott left behind and the undeniable truth her family is laying before her. She exhales a long, heavy breath, signaling the weight of the decision before her. The narrator's voice deepens, carrying the drama of the moment. In the Kardashian world, relationships have always been public battles, love gained, love lost, heartbreak televised for millions. But beyond the cameras, this is a family that desperately wants healing. Kris, Kim, and Khloé are not just pushing Kourtney to fix her relationship drama with Scott Disick, for the sake of the brand or the storyline. They are pushing her because they know that true peace only comes when the past is faced head-on. And so, the question remains, will Kourtney choose to let Scott back in, even in a limited way? Or will she hold on to the walls she's built, protecting herself from further pain but risking distance from the man who will always be tied to her life? This is the ongoing saga of Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick saga, Kris Jenner. Kim Kardashian and Khloé Kardashian refuse to let end in silence, because in this family, silence is never the answer. Confrontation, reconciliation, and above all, love, that is the Kardashian way. The documentary closes with a final montage. Kourtney and Scott walking side by side with their children. Kris watching with a knowing smile, Kim analyzing from a distance, and Khloé wrapping them all in her boundless empathy. The story is not over. Perhaps it never will be. But tonight, one thing is certain: family always comes first.